Get all your residential concrete projects done the right way with the most trusted company in town, serving Lorain County and surrounding areas. Affordable Concrete Solutions is here for all your concrete needs, providing concrete maintenance, washing, and sealing, decorative stamped concrete, driveway and sidewalk concrete removal, concrete flat work, and much more. We pride ourselves in offering the best concrete services possible and are backed by years of experience and a history of excellent service. It's our ultimate goal to provide each and every client with the highest quality of workmanship, professionalism, and efficiency while emphasizing exceptional customer service. We design, install, and maintain all concrete. Whatever your concrete needs, let ACS be your answer. Contact us today for your free estimate.
All right. Welcome to Loud and Local, where we bring you local music, local establishments, and a good time. Tonight on the show, we have Mike Riley, Burdens Within, music by None Slaughter, Ira Hill. Producing the show with me, we have Satan over there. Oh, Satan, you're going to love this show. Oh, man.
Am I?
You're going to love it. You got all these souls to steal.
Yes.
Hungry for souls?
Favorite thing to eat.
God damn it, Satan. That's all that good ass?
Oh, yeah, I love that. Yes.
I would think hell is just stuffed with it, right?
It has so much. I'm tired of these goddamn BBWs. BBLs. I like the BBWs. Because they're natural.
Oh, yeah, you gotta love a natural woman.
Love it.
Sure, it's like they have BBC down there, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure Satan loves all of it.
All of it.
Oh, yeah, Satan, just hit it up down there.
But you know what I love more than those? I love the Rusty Sparks Blue. You know Rusty Sparks Learn is good. Baby, the Las Vegas.
Oh, Sin City's the best.
City, yes. Been good, my child.
I have not been good in Sin City. I try to be Satan. I do try. You know, I do pray to God. I know that's a four-letter word for you. Three-letter, but
Yeah. The Rusty Sparks alone, they have been voted the biggest wall, hall in the wall, bar in the last 2 years. So next time you go to Sin City, make sure you go to Rusty Sparks.
I'm definitely gonna hit up the Rusty Spur next time I go.
Hope that bad juju's playing when you go. You know that's my favorite thing, bad juju.
Oh yeah, bad juju. Get screwed every time.
Every time. And they're the official band of Red Loud Radio, covering all your favorite 80s and 90s. You know that's where all of my words came from.
Oh yeah. I know it. I know it. All those cocaine parties, all those overdoses. Sam Kinison.
Those evening days. Bad juju today if you call Chad Moon at 440-458-0209.
Hey Satan, is Chad on your roster yet?
No, Chad is he's recruiting for me, but he's not on the roster.
Yeah, I'm sure you got plenty on the roster though, right?
Yeah, he gives me a lot.
I'm sure Inkfest's gonna be your stomping ground this year.
Inkfest, I'm looking forward to it this year.
That's fantastic.
And I hope they got something there like Lucy's Shenanigans. You know, Lucy's is located at 2218 Broadview Road, Cleveland, Ohio. It's a lot of souls to eat there. Michelle and the staff at Lucy's are always committed to giving the guests the best experience. Every Friday, they got karaoke, and they always do the sports games. So you know I guess souls there too.
I like that word spirits. I'm sure it's a totally different meaning in your world, right? All right.
Call them today at 216-675-0013.
All right. So this is the Loud and Local show, Satan. You heard it from him. He's up from hell. He's gonna join me on all the shows, talking about all the different things that are going on around the local scene. Tonight we have with us Mike Riley from Burdens Within, and we're gonna play a little something from him, leading into some interviews that I have such tremendous respect for. Great musician. Hey, Mike Riley, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Fantastic, man.
I might have to put in my headphones because you're a little weak, but
Yeah, I love that song. I've been listening to your music all week. Actually, probably about a week and a half now, and I like it a lot. You know, I was thinking today when I was listening to that song and I was listening to Goodbye, I had this thought in my head that you sounded a little bit like some of the bands I had seen. Nothing More. Do you know that band?
yeah,
Are you familiar with it?
yeah,
Yeah, your sound is very similar to that. I would say a little bit heavier than Nothing More, but yeah, it sounds a lot like that song Jenny. I listen to that song a lot, and I like
yeah.
that
Nothing.
band, and you guys sound a lot like that. So I was also looking into some of the stuff you guys have done in the past few years. You did the festival in 2019. You did the Metal on the Mountains. What was that in 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell me about that. Tell me about those shows.
Um. Well, Blue Ridge Rock Fest. It was a pretty cool deal. That was probably by far our biggest festival so far. They had everybody there. Like Godsmack was there, and Offspring, and In This Moment, and I mean, just huge bands. And um, they've changed everything up there now. It was really cool. They would bring in up and coming bands, and basically had two stages, basically side by side. They would play like the national acts on one stage, and then as soon as they'd get done playing, they'd play an up and coming band on the other stage,
Oh, I
and
like that
basically
idea.
yeah, and basically share the same crowd. And
That's the
so
only way
then
to get fans, right?
yeah, and it was cool. I mean, because it gave the up and comers a chance to be heard, um and to enjoy like a big festival like that. And then it also made the festival more well rounded, because you got the bands that people's been listening to for years. You got some of the new national acts that's coming up, and then you've got all these bands that's not quite made it yet, that are working really hard to giving them a chance to be seen. And
Sure.
then
That's what it should all be about, really.
yeah, because I mean those other bands aren't going to be there forever, so I mean it's like you got to keep the ball rolling.
Sure.
So COVID hit, and they were like one of the only festivals that made it the following year. And of course everybody wanted to play it because everybody was like tired of sitting around, and everybody wrote albums during COVID and all that. So it like blew up, and they changed the way that they did everything now. So it was like there was like next to no up and comers on that band. It was all like big names.
Yeah.
And now it like transformed into like a big mainstream festival where bands like me don't get a chance on there anymore, because they've got like a company now that goes through and picks the bands that play. And obviously they're going to pick the ones that are huge that people's going to pay to come and see. So it sucks
Like,
for.
your band sounds like it's on the rise, though. I mean, it sounds like you should be playing those shows. When I listen to the music,
Thank you.
that's what I hear,
Appreciate
right?
that.
It does sound great. And,
Appreciate
are you
that.
familiar with Inkfest? Have you, checked that one out? As they also do, up-and-coming bands. They do have not the great thing about it is that they have a side stage. It's off to the back by the back of the reformatory, and it's a great sound system, though. I listen to a bunch of bands. That's the best bands to listen to because, you hear all the other bands all the time, Godsmack, all
Right.
that talking about, but, some of these up-and-coming bands, not a lot of people get to hear.
Right. And
Have
I've
have you been to Inkfest yet?
I've not made
Yeah,
it there yet to it. There was a couple opportunities like through like the Twitch deal, DW Presents Twitch thing. But I didn't find out about it until late, so we didn't get really a chance to prepare for it or try to get people to go vote for us and all that stuff. So we kind of missed out on like the Battle of the Bands thing. But we'd love to go play that. That'd be awesome. I mean,
Yeah, you should
I don't know if
definitely
you
try
can
to
see
get
my shirt, but me and
yeah, it looks
my
cool as
bass
hell.
player, me and my old bass player, we used to go to Rock on the Range every year before it turned into Sonic Temple. We
No, when
went.
you played I'm sorry, when you played, like, the metal on the mountain and stuff like that, did you get to actually hang with, like, those bands like Godsmack, or were they ushered back into the buses and onto the next
Um,
show right away?
they were around. I mean, I stood and talked to the drummer. I can't think of his name for Godsmack. I'm horrible with names, but we they basically had everybody in the same area, and then they had the big headliners like campers sitting around and stuff. But we had there was like two food tents that were side by side. One was for like the national acts, and one was for the up and comers. And so I mean, everybody was mingling around there in the same spot. So um, when I went over there, it just so happened that he was coming out of the food tent, and I stopped and talked to him for I don't know, probably 20 minutes or so.
It's funny you say that because when I was at Inkfest, I bumped into a bunch of musicians coming out of, like, the beer tents and stuff, and what's funny is, normally everybody sees the lead guitar player, the bass player, and the front man. Don't really see that many drummers and keyboard players, so
Right.
when those guys come out of the tent, they don't even know what they look like, so I actually bumped into a lot of them in line getting food, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I was going to say, yeah, it's like a lot of them can come out on the floor or out and mingle with people, and most people don't know who they are. It's
that's
like,
right.
because it's not a big thing now for like back in the day when you had album covers with their names and their faces plastered all over everything. And a lot of bands now, they could be sitting next to you and you wouldn't know it until they come up on stage and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Let me ask you a question. So I was reading your bio, and it says rock music with no barriers. Did somebody put barriers on you earlier in your career? Where you had to play a
not
certain way? Is that
not really.
how that came about?
What was that?
Is that how that came about? You're like, you know what, this band, guys, we're just gonna go fucking for it. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna do whatever we want to do. Is that basically what happened?
Kind of, yeah. We were just because there's like so many different genres out there, and we didn't really want to just fall into any one genre. So it's like if we would come up with an idea for I don't know, a punk sounding song, we would just do a punk sounding song. If we came up with something heavier, we'd do something heavier. If we came up with something that sounded like a rock ballad, we would do it. So we wasn't like locked into any like you got to follow these rules or else type of thing. Sorry, my
Yeah, I like that.
camera's drifting here.
Nice
So
guitar lineup up there.
yeah, that's
Got your guitars all hanging
one,
behind it. That's pretty damn cool.
one of my
Flying
guitar walls.
baby, yeah, like a warlock. Nice.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I think I've got like 9 of them hanging up there, but
The Prince of Darkness here praised your guitars. He's like, those are kick ass.
Did you get to pick a destiny?
Yeah,
You get to pay monthly?
I'm kind of a Schecter guy, so I've got I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. I got 7 Schecters hanging up here, and
Yeah, I
or
like the
8.
Schecter. I like that Floyd Rose system on there.
Schecters are sexy.
They are sexy, Satan.
A
I
lot of
say any
times,
guitar player with a guitar on is sexy, don't you?
Absolutely.
That's how it should be anyway.
yeah, believe it or not, I don't normally mess with the guitars with the Floyds on them too much because I like to play around with the tuning a lot, and it's like, those, once you set up the tuning, it's a pain in the butt to change back and forth. So
Yeah, now are
so
you the rhythm guy in the band? You're the
yeah,
rhythm guitarist? Yeah,
yeah,
so you probably don't like to screw around with, like Floyd, and then you're out of tune, and, they're so touchy, right?
yeah. I mean, even the hardtails, it's like, when you're up on stage and the lights are on you, it changes the temperature, and you gotta check your tuning a lot, but it's like not quite as much as, I mean, like we have songs that like drop tuned, and so it's like instead of like having to drag around multiple guitars, I'll just like leave the ones with the tremolo system sitting on the wall there.
Speaking of songs, so you have a single, and it's called "Goodbye."
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Tell me how that song came about, and what the lyrics are about. That's the most important thing, I think, is lyrics and then melody.
Um, we were sitting in practice one day. The initial riff, the intro riff, was actually uh, kind of a variation of a riff that was in a band that my bass player was previously in, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. Maybe, well, probably actually farther than that, but he was like messing around with it, and I was like, "What is that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's this riff that, he's like, "We never did anything with it, but, and I was like, "Well, that's pretty cool." So we started messing around with it, and um, everybody just kind of like fell into place when we started playing it, and then um, so I think everybody's got a different opinion, what the lyrics mean when they hear it, like you was telling me, you had a recent breakup, and it kind of hit you,
Oh yeah.
for that, and I think that's what a lot of people get, and um, I would have to talk to Levi because he's the one that wrote the lyrics for it. You know, I know that he's had a few breakups, and he had a girlfriend pass away, a few years back, and so I mean, I'm not sure, if it's based on that or if he based it on something else. Um, I should probably know since it's our song, but but I'm a guitar player, so
Yeah, I know, I get it. I've played in many bands, and I've been a singer and a frontman. Reluctantly had to do it because we just couldn't find anybody else. And when it came to writing lyrics, they'd be like, "What is that about?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of like about this," And then I had
right,
another thought in my head. I like the guy from Stone Temple Pilots. None of his songs made any sense, but they sounded great, right?
right.
So, with that in mind, let's Satan, can you kick us into Goodbye by Burdens Within?
Absolutely will.
And I know you want to get them on your roster, don't you? Is that the riff? The
Yeah,
little lead part? Yeah, I like
yeah,
that. That's killer, man. Great vocal there.
Yeah, he's a great singer.
I love that metal sound, man. That's that old school metal sound just flowing in there. And then you got that back. That's great. See, when I hear that, I hear National Act. I hear being on the headlining stage with Godsmack, with Falling in Reverse, Escape the Fate. You should be up there with all of them. And I'm going to make it my mission, man, to get your music out there. All right.
Appreciate that. I
Every
would
show,
love to be.
I'm going to play a little song snippet from your music just to get you out there because you deserve it.
I'd love to be up there on stage with those guys.
Yeah, that's the dream for sure. That's the pipe dream, but the pipe dream is only a dream that's not been fulfilled yet. So just keep
Right.
that in mind. Dreams are definitely worth chasing. Yeah, anybody can do it. It just takes a little hard work. It's really
Yeah.
all-
I mean, we open for a lot of national acts on, in smaller venues, but we haven't gotten a whole lot of opportunities for, the bigger festivals yet. So
I
we're,
think that's coming, man.
yeah, I hope.
Now, do you have management in place for that, or are you guys doing it all on your own?
We pretty much do everything on our own.
So DIY.
We've tried some management and we've not had much luck with them. For various reasons. I mean, there's a lot of scammers out there that, hey, pay us this much money and we'll make you a star. And, we found out in a lot of cases that's not happening. So
Yeah, that's true.
we just decided to do a lot of it ourselves. That way, we don't have to depend on anybody else and we know what's going on. And I mean, it's a lot of work, but
Yeah. Well, it definitely is a lot of work. I know. I mean, I've tried to. I'm opening my own record company, launching in 2024, and you're right. It's definitely a lot of fucking work. I mean, that's all it is work. And
yeah,
then
I
every
mean,
once in a while you get to get some of those proceeds back, but more than likely you're always going to be in the hole trying to get out. But
right.
eventually you'll get there.
Yeah. And, it's like the social media, the networking, the promotion, the tracking down the shows, trying to get your music heard, marketing and merchandise. And yeah, there's a lot.
And by the way, your merch site is bussin', man. It's great. That's my new word I learned this week is bussin'. I guess it only relates to food, but if it related to music, it definitely would be bussin'.
It really needs to be updated. I haven't updated it for a minute, but we're working on.
Well, it looks fucking great. What you have up there on your website looks great. And
yeah, I mean it's getting. I mean, there's so many choices on there that you can order. I mean, it's crazy, but we're trying to get something set up to where we can sell stuff from our like Facebook page through like stuff we have on hand. That site is through a company called Threadless, which basically you order, they make it and they'll send it to you, and then we'll get paid, and they take their cut obviously,
Right.
but it takes all the work out of our hands, so we don't have to worry about it.
Well, now more than ever in any time in history, it's easier to market yourself because you have all the online sites, you have all the social media, you have everything at your disposal, and you have these companies like Threads or there's so many out there that will do that. Well, they'll take the order, they'll give the artist their say 20%, they'll keep their fees for making the shirt and what else other fees they
Right.
need. But at least they're giving that back to the artist, and then they're sending the shirt off to Joe and Sandy in Duluth, Minnesota, where they can get their own Burns Within shirt.
Right. And
Pretty cool setup.
yeah, and the cool thing is they'll handle all the customer service too. So if the shirt comes in the wrong size or damaged or gets lost or anything like that, they take care of all that. So
They had they had this bullshit that went on at Incarnation Fest. I only say it wrong, and where all these people ordered all these shirts. Right, the girl I was with at the time, the one that dumped me Or I actually broke with her the first time, and then second time she got me. She just wanted to be like, "Deuces, remember you said that to me when you dumped me?"
Right.
But, yeah, so she ordered these shirts for us, and the shirt she got was great. The shirt I got was I don't know what the fuck had happened to it, but the whole back of it, all the dates were all blended together, couldn't see nothing, it looked stupid as fuck, and, the customer service was, like, impossible to deal with. Couldn't even get a new shirt, you know, they're basically like, "That's your shirt, that's what you bought," you know, "No
Right.
refund."
Yeah, that sucks.
But, yeah, when you have like you're talking about, a merch store that you go to, yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I thought it was great because I mean we're handling social marketing, social network, we're going to the shows, we're playing, we're selling merch at the shows, we're getting the shirts made, all that stuff, and it's like that's just one thing that we didn't have to deal with, so it's like all we got to do is upload our designs and pick what stuff we want available on their end, so I thought that was great.
Yeah, that is good. And Mike, so there's a lot of stuff I do want to talk to you about. What I want to do is go to break right now. I want to play a track by. Have you heard of the band Nunslaughter?
Yeah, I have actually.
Have you seen them play?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, killer band from Cleveland. Um, I would say they're more like doom metal or heavy doom
Yeah.
deathcore. I don't know exactly the genre to put them in, but they're very heavy. And so we're gonna play Nunslaughter. We're gonna take a few minute break, and then we'll be right back at it. How's that
Right
sound?
on.
How's that sound, Satan?
Sounds sexy.
Excellent. And I think you do have Nunslaughter on your roster because they sound so evil.
I already have them ready for you.
Excellent. Excellent. So here we go. This is Nunslaughter.
Hell yeah.
Metal.
When you sell your soul in the dark Lord, you can never turn your back. You only live when they die by the sword. You must always be on the attack. Outfighters want to be free. You got to kill. Kill your enemies. We found the earth, thunder and steel. Kill the Christians and their lives. Understand that death is real. We'll never stop until the last one dies. Hell fighters fight to be free. Not to kill. Kill your enemies.
All right, so Nunslaughter, Cleveland, Ohio. This is the type of music that you pull grandma out of her chair and beat the living hell out of her with a wiffle ball bat. Maybe drown a puppy music, I'm not sure, but I think this is definitely up Satan's alley.
You know it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're here with Burns Within, Mike Riley. Hey, Mike, I'm going to talk a little bit about Incarnation Fest.
Okay.
What I like to call Ink Fest.
Ink Fest, yeah.
So now as an Ink Fest, they have a tattoo thing going on. It's like all these renowned tattoo artists. You have to get make an appointment beforehand. You'll be in there looking at tattoos and stuff, and they won't even have any available. That's one of them I got when I was there. The ex-girlfriend bought me that. I think it's one of the very few things she actually ever paid for besides dinner one time, which she made a huge deal about, right? But, I just think what it is that women are so used to men doing everything for them. The moment that they have to do something like buy you a tattoo or pay for dinner, it's like the biggest thing in the world. Like, I paid for dinner. You remember that one time? I'm like, yeah, but I spent thousands, right?
Right.
So Inkfest, July, I believe it's the 14th through the 16th, Mansfield, Ohio. This is not a plug for them, by the way. I'm talking about it because I fucking loved when I was there, and it was great. 2 stages. They have the stage in the back, like I told you about. There's all these different like catering companies. They had amazing food. That was the one thing I remembered the most was the food was awesome. Didn't really drink that much, hit the Chiba a little bit. Made myself feel pretty good, but it was hot as hell. I had a hard time hanging in there and going even in near the pit. I was like maybe 25 feet from the stage. It was so hot, and there were so many bodies. People were just passing out left and right. So a lot of times I just found a spot in the shade and listened to the tunes. And there's a photo of me with the rag around me trying to keep cool because I was just burning up. But yeah, it was a good time. Got to see Falling in Reverse. Got to see Spirit Box. Saw Zach Wild play at Black Label Society, which is nothing but blues guitar pumped up to 10 and just ripping, right? I mean, there's metal there, but that's nothing but blues guitar. If you were to take all that distortion away, that's what he's playing is blues.
Yeah. A lot of it's blues based.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could hear the Black Sabbath, influences, Ozzy influences when he played. But this year's festival, I'm gonna go on Friday only because 3 days of metal. Like, I'll be honest with you, I went with my ex fiance at that festival, and after 3 days of music and just it was rainy and sludging around, I really did not want to be with her anymore that weekend. I mean, if I could have, I would have had somebody pick her up and drive her home. And we were camped.
Denied.
You ever go camping with a girl? It sucks, man. Like our air mattress,
You
deflated, and you're laying in water. It just sucked. So,
Yeah,
I
that
ended up
don't help.
in the car for the whole thing while she slept on the mattress. So this Friday
That
coming up,
won't get you brownie points with Satan.
it won't get you any brownie points at Satan. I know it. Fuck you, Satan.
Better.
Okay, I'm glad you like that. Hitler is a very sensitive man and Satan's best friend in hell.
He's not my best friend, but we're good buddies.
I also heard he was a great dancer.
He actually sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a tap dancer. He keeps you up all night, right? And I should say, Redline has no affiliation with me when I say stupid shit like about Hitler, and I'm also not a Nazi. So I just want to make that clear. But so Inkfest this year is a great lineup. I'm just going to name some of the bands. On Friday night, the night I'm going, and I had to go for just this one night. Limp Bizkit. I've never seen them play. I assume that's just going to be a lot of fun and a lot of girls getting topless. That's going to be awesome.
Satan loves that for sure.
The other thing is Volbeat. Do you know them?
Volbeat's good. I've seen
I
them several times.
Yeah, I think of them kind of like metal with a punk influence. They're pretty
Yep.
cool. I like them a lot. My favorite band is Highly Suspect. That's my influence as far as when I write music. That's who I like. They're playing. And then you have Hatebreed, A Killer's Confession, Pantera, Lamb of God, Bush. I mean, I wouldn't even consider Bush being a metal band or even in that genre, but I'm sure they can rock out.
Yeah.
You have Mushroom Head, Cleveland local. Mushroom Head. Know those guys a little bit. We used to share a practice facility. They're
Cool.
actually really nice guys underneath those masks. But
They're ugly though.
Fame on Fire is playing. I just saw them with Escape the Fate and Falling in Reverse in Detroit. That was a great show. So Fame on Fire.
I was there.
Were you there? I'm sure you were.
I was.
Did you see me with my girlfriend? She was very pissy.
Yeah, I almost sucked their soul, but she got even more pissy, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, you should have taken her.
I thought about it. But you look like you were having a miserable time, then I like that.
I'm sure the band Escape the Fate could have taken her too, if you know what I mean.
They threw me in.
You know you're in trouble when your girlfriend's like, oh God, I would just love to fuck Ronnie Radke. Like, hello, I'm standing right here. What am I, chopped liver? I mean, come on. So you know you're in trouble there. So also, Guar is playing. I've never seen them. Guar sounds like, like a toe fungus, but, God damn it, I'm stubbed my Guar again.
They're good. I seen them up at the Riot Fest in Chicago a few years ago, and it was cool.
Now, is it that true they throw meat at the audience?
They did a little of everything. They had like shit hooked to their guitars, spraying stuff out into the crowd, and I don't know, all kinds of stuff. I didn't get close enough to be part of all that, but yeah, it was pretty crazy.
I would think of their stuff as like psychedelic metal, but more on the side of like the Crazies meets Ringling Brothers, right? They're kind of like
Yeah,
what's that hip hop band that's similar to what Gore would be?
Not the Roots.
No, not the Roots. I don't know. ICP, there we go. You know who ICP is?
ICP is, yeah.
Yeah, they're that Eminem hates them pretty much. They have this rivalry, like everybody has rivalries, and I was talking about it with Tim tonight before the show, the rivalries between the shows, right? See, I don't fall into that. I find that really dumb, so I don't fall into that whole thing. I'm kind of like the lone wolf. It says it on my back, the lone wolf. I walk alone. But a little shout out to Blades of Glory there. Also, so on their Lamb of God, Bush, Mushroom Head, Fame on Fire, Guar, Under Oath, who Under Oath, I don't know if anybody's ever seen them. They're amazing. And then you have Pantera, and you have so many bands, just to name a few. Motionless in White, on and on and on. And then you have all those local bands that come into play. And I would like to say those local bands are more like regional touring bands, like such as yourself. Okay, this isn't the local band that plays at the high school. These are local bands that are playing around and actually doing stuff like you.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's a cool festival. There are things that suck about it. Like when it rained and it rained all day on Sunday, it became a mud fest. Now I'm sure if you're in your 20s, that's a good time. But
Right.
as an older rocker here, I really don't want to fall down a hill, and then be all covered in mud and then have to walk 30 miles to get to my car and then drive 2.5 hours home at the end of the show. That's
In wet, muddy clothes, and
wet,
then you got to
muddy,
clean your car.
right? And then you're in line forever, and then you're hoping you don't get pulled over because you had a bunch of beers all day and maybe you got high with your buddies, So that's not how I want to end the show. And also, the thing is with the heat, it was nice that they did have like these canisters set up that you would go to and have fill your water jugs with. But the problem was, like everything else, it got dirty. Is because it rained all the time. So now they're all muddy and looking like shit. The
Yeah.
porta potties were nice. They had a whole bunch of handicap ones. So if you don't know about those ones, they're a little bit bigger. So you don't feel like you're gonna drop your cell phone into the toilet every time you take a right turn in the porta potty, right?
Those are
Right.
Porta potties are not a sexual thing. I could never do it in the porta potty. It's just disgusting. The smell alone, man, I just couldn't get there. So, yeah, so Inkfest this year. I'm going on Friday. Are you gonna go? Are you gonna get your band to play?
Well, I'd love to play there if we had the opportunity, but I don't think we'll get to this year since they've already got the lineup set up and everything. But you know,
Yeah.
we're trying to get there. We're trying to get our name out so the right people will hear it and be like, oh, there's those guys who we could get them guys to come and play our show. But you know, even though we try to get out and about and there's still a ton of people that's never heard of us. I
Well,
mean,
I don't think they have their side stage filled yet because they have not announced anybody that's playing on that side stage this year. And I wouldn't even call it a side stage. It's their own stage in the back. And then also another thing was, uh, I think it was Saturday night when we were walking to our cars. They had a stage set up, and I kid you not, in a field, in the middle of a fucking field on a truck bed. Some hardcore high school band, and they were freaking cool. And yeah, right in the middle of nowhere, and they were playing. I remembered completely because I sat in the car for like 45 minutes waiting for the girlfriend to come back because she like disappeared at the end of the show, and I'm like, where is she? And she was watching that band, and I'm like, yeah, I watched them for a while too, but wanted to go home. It's like
right,
11:30 at night, but yeah, it was good. The only thing that sucked, like I said, was the rain and the mud. I mean, I'm sure and from watching other people, a lot of people had fun with it, sliding on their stomachs and bowling people over. Yeah, that looked like a lot of fun.
right.
But,
Yeah,
yeah, not for
you
me.
mentioned like the outside stage or whatever. We went to Rocklahoma, and Rocklahoma. I don't think they're doing it now, but they used to have a bunch of stages in the campgrounds, like out of the actual official Rocklahoma deal. But the year that we went, we played on the Proving Ground stage, which was huge. But but they had like, I don't know, I think five or six uh, 5 or 6 stages going out there at the campground. So it's um, like before and after the shows, inside Rocklahoma, they would have all these up and coming bands playing on all these stages, and it was really cool. Um, so that's probably where they got the idea to set up a stage out there.
Did you see the lineup for, I think it's called Sonic Festival that's coming? I think that's in Columbus.
Oh, Sonic Temple.
Sonic Temple. Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah,
right. That's Foo Fighters, right?
yeah, I think so.
Trying to think
Yeah,
who else is on that bill. I just heard it yesterday. Actually, I know a girl that's going to the show. She was telling me about it. She's like, "You gotta come to the show," and I'm like, "Man, there's so many festivals I wanna go to." I mean, so
yeah.
many, and it's
The
hard to choose, and it's expensive as fuck, man, right?
Sonic Temple's usually not too bad because I mean you can pay for like if you order your tickets early, you can get like the whole weekend at a combo price type deal.
Yeah. Well, when you
Obviously,
factor in eating too, eating and drinking,
I eat a lot.
I'm sure you do.
I'm kind of a cheapskate when it comes to those places since everything in there is overpriced. We'll load up on McDonald's before we go in, and we may get um, like one big soft drink, but I
Yeah.
mean even those are like $7.
Yeah, I'll
And
be honest with you, I didn't drink beer at all. I think I had 1 beer, and they had tents where you could get shots, like Jameson and Black Velvet and stuff. I never even
yeah,
made my way over there. I just, because it was so hot, I drank water the whole time. I didn't wanna pass out. I've had that
right.
happen, and it sucks.
But
So,
we would buy one big cup, and then we'd just keep our cup with us, and we'd go to the
and
water
fill it up.
fountain and refill
Yeah,
it.
that's the way to go, and, yeah, so, when I was there, at the different festivals, I love the food. I'm a big foodie guy. Um, a lot of people know I cooked for 35 years before I was done with that, did the whole culinary school thing, and, I love food, and, I
Yeah,
try to stay in shape, but man, the food was so expensive, but it was so freaking good. I mean, I
those
never had food like that.
those island noodles that they have there
Yep.
are a big hit. I don't like them personally, but they've got those great big huge turkey legs that are like as big as your arm. Those are pretty good.
See this they have the same guys at probably all the festivals. So at Inkfest they had the turkey legs, but they also had the chicken skewers. Did you see those? And just
No,
huge pieces of chicken on there, skewered and then just drizzled in this like barbecue sauce all day long. I mean, it was so
sounds good.
amazing.
Oh, that sounds sexy.
But it sounds good, doesn't it, Satan?
Oh my god.
I could just bury my face into a big breast and just like of chicken and have like the oil just squirting out.
Oh, it sounds like when I do the soul slaughter.
That sounds amazing. All right, Satan. So, talking about sexy, and I'm sure Mike would love to see this. Every week on the show, we're gonna feature the hot metal chick of the week, and I've been looking into a lot of chick. Oh my god, there's a lot of that's right, a lot of sexy front women out there. And so I want to bring to you. I don't know if do you know Arch Enemy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you know Alyssa.
heck yeah.
Yeah,
Who
beautiful,
does?
chick. Great singer. I mean, Satan. I don't know if you've ever heard her sing, but it sounds like a choir of demons, right?
Yep.
With like, let's bring her up. This is the hot metal chick of the week, Alyssa White from Arch Enemy. Yeah, she's in good shape.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I bet she could probably make it through like Marine boot camp easily. I mean, look at her stomach; she's ripped.
Yeah.
That could be like GI Jane. That could be a TV series with Alyssa White. She could use that demon voice like to just break men down.
Right.
She's
Yeah, that's like I was telling you. It's like you look at her and you'd never think her to get up on stage and sound like that.
No, I was listening to her today, and then have you heard her with? I'm not sure if it's Lizzie Hale or I think it's Lizzie Hale where they do that the song about to feed a wolf or something like that. Um, not sure what the name of it is, but it's amazing.
I think you mentioned that to me, but I don't remember who you said. I haven't heard it yet.
I think it's Hailstorm, and I think it's Alyssa White, and I think they collab on this, and they kill it.
Yeah, Lizzie's been collaborating with everybody lately. It's cool. Maybe I ought to give her a call and see if she wants to do a song with us. That'd be pretty cool.
Are we able the last time? I can't remember. What was it? Rolling Stones did it.
What was
If
that?
you want to call in and tell me when's the last time a rock or metal band played a Super Bowl?
Oh,
Has John
last
Brett
one.
ever done it? Metallica? Did they ever
Last
do it?
one I remember is I think Aerosmith did it. I think.
Crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't do it for me. I need maybe like the solo to Dream On, maybe Kings and Queens. But man, I want to hear a metal band. I want to hear like Dream On. Yeah, I can't hit those notes.
I love that song.
I'm sure you do. Just a choir of demons just singing that song.
Dream on,
Dream on, bitch.
dream on.
I've got your soul. So yeah, when is the last time a metal band played, if they ever did? Please tell me. Rob J, I know you're out there listening. Call in the show, let me know. And yes, our phone lines are open. 440-444-7521. And for those out there hearing the beard, it's 440-444-7521. And that's probably going to get me in trouble. And
I was
I
gonna
do
say
apologize on the
on the
handicap.
feed that's scrolling across, I see it says 7251.
Maybe it's 7521 440-444-7521.
Yeah, it says 7251 on the
That's the
screen.
Yep, that's the hotline. That is the call-in, right? Is that right, Satan?
That is the call line. It's the Fitz Trash Band call. Fitz Trash Band Service LLC call 440-444-7251.
Excellent.
It looks like, I'm not sure if they're heavy metal, but the Who, no, the Who's not heavy.
Yeah, maybe in the day the Who was heavy, in their time. Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey. I mean, I would take listening to Who over Aerosmith, I think. Because Aerosmith, I mean,
Aerosmith was definitely,
you cringe.
that was 2021.
2021. Yeah, I don't know. Aerosmith. I think Aerosmith in the 70s, that style of Aerosmith would have been killer.
Yeah, they were heavier back then, I think.
The 80s, 90s version, and even later years of Aerosmith, like Ragdoll, Love in an Elevator. I just want to, I'll be honest, I want to hang myself when I listen to that song. When that song comes on the radio, I could, floor it and just drive right into a telephone pole. That's how I feel about that song. Yeah.
That gives
And
Satan a lot of
also-
business.
I think Coldplay might have been the last rock band.
And it's also really hard to take him serious the way he looks at his daughter. Very weird. Not saying I know there's anything going on, Satan. You would know better than me if you got a hold of his soul.
I would have.
But he does that weird thing with his daughter, as well as Donald Trump does with his daughter and Joe Biden with his daughter. There's some creepy shit. I don't know, man. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. So Aerosmith played and Coldplay played as well. And I guess the Rolling Stones, did they ever play the Super Bowl? I kind of feel like they did.
Yes, they played.
Yeah, they did. But since then, I mean, what have we had? Rihanna. We've had Prince. Prince was good.
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, Prince was pretty good.
He doesn't get enough credit. He's a great guitar player. A lot of people
Yeah.
didn't really notice that. I mean, that guy could shred.
Yeah,
I don't know if shred is the word, but he could rip it.
yeah, he was good.
He's definitely good. And so you do play Cleveland, right, Mike? You come out
We-
here.
We've never been to Cleveland. We want to. We've actually talked to the guy over there at what's the name of the place? Blue Note, Harrison.
Or is that in Southern Ohio? Or that's not in Cleveland, is it?
I thought it was in Cleveland.
I'm not sure. You know where you should play, I'll tell you. And this isn't a plug either, but you should play the Foundry. I love the Foundry. One of the coolest clubs in Cleveland. Or actually Lakewood.
I love their chicken nuggets.
Yeah. They have good food there.
They do.
Yeah. They have they have Taco of the Week there. They have burger specials. I'm not 100% sure if the cook is still the same, but my girlfriend back in the day used to hang out, knew him when he was a chef, and he creates really good food.
I think
So-
it is then.
Yeah, I think he's still there.
Show.
Yeah, he's a chef, and he creates some really good stuff. They got killer tacos, they got killer burgers, they got great drinks, drink specials. And then you have the other side of the club where it's definitely a hardcore metal club. That's where they do their biggest shows. But their sound system's great. They've got a great light show, and the staff is nice. I believe at one time, Billy, can't remember his freaking last name, Billy from Warrant, Billy Morris, the lead guitar player who played in Warrant when Warrant lost their guitar player, they brought him in, and he was a part owner at one time, I believe so. He might still be, but the Foundry is a cool club, and that's where
I've heard of it. I've never made it over there, but I've heard of it.
that's where I would probably only want to play in Cleveland. If I was to put a band together, and I've toyed around with the idea, it's just I'm so fucking busy. And you know, being in the band, you got to dedicate 2 or 3 days a week where it's 8 hours straight of songs over and over and over again to get tight, to get good, you know. And I just don't know
Yeah.
if I have that time. You know, I do have time to play guitar in my own free time, but if I was in a band, that's the only club I'd want to play. I think they have the best sound system. It's a smaller stage, and it's above so that, you know, and you could probably put, I'm guessing 80 some people in there. I'm not sure in the area where the band plays what their capacity is. Anytime I've ever been there, it's been shoulder to shoulder, and there's always been
Cool.
mosh pits and all kinds of craziness. But yeah, that's where I'd want to play, and that's where you should play. That's where
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to. I mean, we're trying to get over there, but like I said, um, that Blue Note Harrison, I sent him emails for a good while, and I never got any reply back. But our drummer just got a hold of a guy there, and he actually knew who he was and wants us to come and play there.
Play
So we're,
some more souls.
but
God damn it, Satan!
but we're waiting on a show to come through that, you know, fits us. So to get on. But yeah, I'd love to come and play the Foundry. And I heard the Cleveland music scene's awesome. So
Yeah, it
you
is a
know,
good scene. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good clubs in Cleveland. I mean, besides the Foundry, Foundry's just my favorite. But I mean, you have the Winchester. There's Coda. I think the Symposium and the Fantasy is still a thing. I'm not sure if the club Foundry owns it or what's going on with that. There's a goth club that's downstairs. I used to hang out there all the time in between watching bands. But yeah, Cleveland's a great scene. You know, we got the Rock Hall of Fame. You know,
yeah,
so
that'd be cool to check out too.
it is a good time. And you know, while we're talking about things going on in Cleveland, I want to also say that I believe it's the 26th or no, sorry, the 25th. Still in Darkness. Monica, if you're listening to the show, I know you guys have a show coming up at the Foundry, and that's going to be a good show. I also want to give a shout out to my buddy Sean Henze, who's a great producer in Cleveland. And I want to give some shout outs to some other people. Impending Lies, who's going to be on the show with us next week. They did Inkfest last year. And I can't remember if they played the main stage or if they did the side stage. I honestly can't remember. But I remember hearing them play. And I actually seen them 4 or 5 times. So they're a good band. And Satan, that's probably one of the bands you'd like to have on the roster.
Yes.
They're quite
Feed me more.
yes, they are quite popular with the ladies. Um, so yeah, there's a lot going on in Cleveland. There's a lot of shows coming up, a lot of festivals. Then, you know, downtown you have House of Blues, and there's always great shows going on there, and there's opportunities to get on bills with nationals that come through there too. And
Yeah, that'd be cool.
you know, downtown we have our food districts, our downtown areas, our West Sixth Street. You know, we have East Fourth was just a row of, you know, fantastic restaurants. Michael Simon was there. Gabe Zeller's down there. There's a bunch of great places. And I believe there's a bar called Indie. I think Zeller owns that. And like it's a people that play House of Blues go over there, like Coldplay and some of those big bands will go over there and hang out. So if you're in Cleveland, that's definitely a place to go hang out. Great food there too. And so yeah, so what we're gonna do, Mike, is we're gonna take a quick little break.
Right
We're
on.
gonna play this song called "Shame" by Ira Hill. Ira Hill is like a hardcore popish band, I would call. You know, that's the great thing about metal genres. It just goes on and on. You know,
Right.
you got your doom, you got your sludge, you got your shoegaze, you got your metal, you got your blues metal. I mean, it just goes on and on. There's
You
so
got
many.
a combination of 2 and 3 of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, new metal, electronic metal, dubstep metal. It's just endless,
Yeah.
and that's the great thing about it. No barriers, right? You can do whatever
Right.
you like. So,
Yep.
all right, here we go. It's gonna be Ira Hill. This song is called "Shame," and take it away, Satan.
I'm words are nothing without being true. And that's why I'll show you that I will always go through. Best thoughts in the world are nothing without being true. And that's why I'll show you that I will always go through. You were an anchor, pulling me down to the depths of the ocean, but I'm still standing my ground. Pull me up. In the world are nothing without being true. And that's why I'll show you that I will always go
I haven't bought a pack of cigarettes in 5 days. I've only smoked like 2 cigarettes.
are nothing without being true. That's why I'll show you that I will always go through. You were an anchor, pulling me down to the depths of the ocean. I'm still standing my ground. I'll show you that I will always be true. You were an anchor, tying me down to the depths of the ocean.
All right, we're back. Back to loud and local. So much good music locally right now. So many good bands out there. God damn, it's so good to be a musician these days. You have so much social media available to you. So much great stuff. It's so exciting, man. But just want to talk about a couple things before we do our little segment here about Valentine's Day. I had a chance to, I'm a new artist on the radio show. This is my debut show, obviously. Pretty excited. Thought about it all day. It's been a tough, long day, but thought about it all day long. And so anyway, as part of being part of the new show, I wanted to see what my competitors do. I guess would be, I don't know if we compete against each other on the show. I don't know if the list of roster artists that we have, like unscripted and talking about balls. I want to make sure I say that right.
Talking about balls.
By the way, guys, and this goes to the talking about balls, guys. If she says to you, "Hey, nice balls," that's not a compliment. I just want to point that out. I'm not saying you have small balls or big balls or whatever you got. I don't care. I'm just saying. So I just want to make sure I said your name right. I did not want to say something wrong and make it sound sexual. But with that in mind, so I listened to all your guys' shows. I wanted to pick up some pointers and, how you present yourself and how you talk on the radio. Because let's be honest, this is new for me. It's my first show. I mean, I'm probably going to get better and better as I go. I'm not really stressed about it. I'm a chill guy. But I do have expectations of what I'd like my show to do and what it would like to be and things like that. So I listened to all your shows. And I thought all of you guys on the roster of artists that you have here all sounded great. Some of you guys have that radio voice, Some of them have that the sports guys definitely, they're super excited about football, which is fucking great because I love football. I do love football too, man. I'm a big Steeler fan. And it's tough growing up in Cleveland being a Steeler fan, let me tell you. And so, yeah, but come on now. I have probably won about $2,000 in the past year betting against the Cleveland Browns. So, I mean, I'm doing really well. So, with that said, so I'm listening to the shows and everybody has that radio voice. They all sound super professional. Rob J has like this big, like booming voice. He's like Mr. Ringleader. I mean, who wouldn't want to be around that guy? He looks like he's a good time. His co-host Booski, let's be honest, she's kind of hot. I like when she's like, "Hey," I love, and that's what I was talking about when I texted you the other night. Hey, because I heard you on the radio going, "Hey," as a shout out to me. So I love the shout outs, by the way. I think that's really cool. Hi. Yeah, but Booski, you are cute. And then there's Sean, Big Sean. That guy's funny as hell. I love the way he just delivers as a co-host. That's really cool. Rob J is like the ringleader. So, I got to watch all you guys. I didn't watch every single show all the way through. I caught some stuff here and there. I did catch talking about, I think it was, talking about balls, talking about me having my first radio show and I need to be louder and more metal. Yeah, that's really not me. I'm a chill, laid-back guy. But, yeah, so I heard you guys talking, and that was cool. It was a good lesson to see where I need to be. The one thing I did catch on was the whole rivalry between artists, right? Or I would say, what do we call it? I'll call ourselves podcast hosts. There's rivalries. Satan, are you familiar with these rivalries that go on between radio hosts?
A little bit. I might be the one stirring the pot.
Satan, I did hear your voice in one of the shows. You did some sponsor stuff, and I'm not sure if it was Unscripted you were with or it was talking about balls, but I heard you.
May have heard me on talking about balls.
Yeah, I think you're on when they were talking about me being a little bit louder and more metal.
Yeah, I was.
I heard you stirring the pot. You're like, right?
I love stirring souls.
Stirring heads. Cauldron of dead souls.
It's my favorite. We call it soul soup.
Soul searching.
Soul stew.
So there's like this rivalry that I started to hear. And so I'm hearing talking about balls, talking about Unscripted, how, dude, they're stealing my tattoo ideas. Like, I want to go to, and I'm going to get this wrong, Ink Therapy. We're going to do a whole segment about getting tattoos, right? And then you hear Unscripted being like, yeah, man, just because they want to go get tattoos doesn't mean that we can't get tattoos and film it as well and bring it on our show. And I'm sitting there on the couch thinking, I'm covered in tattoos. You guys know I'm going to do a tattoo show. There's just no way around it. I'm probably going to have a guy come in and do a tattoo on me live on the air. I'm probably going to bring in girls half naked in bikinis, dancing around covered in tattoos. That's what I do. I get tattoos. I go out all the time. I'm always trying to fill up my shit. I want to get the full sleeve, I want to get it all done. And I'm going to get tattoos. So, guys, feel free. I'm sure you're not going to like when I do my tattoo show, but I don't give a fuck.
Your show, your rules, right?
I show my rules. And as we go down the rabbit hole of the show, it's going to get a little more risky, and a little more risky, and a little more risky. I plan on to bring on, like strippers, for instance. I'm a big fan of Howard Stern. I'm a big fan of Maxwell. I love the way those guys did their shows, and that's the direction I'm going. And, Satan, that direction with all these strippers and hoes and dominatrix girls, it just brings up the dark side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's his playground, isn't it?
Satan's Playground.
I love it.
Your favorite ride on the playground is at the seesaw? Up, down, up, down, up,
Yes.
down.
This is why I love you, my son.
Can't have my soul, Satan. I'm trying to be a good boy, you know. My mom wants, you know, my mom really pushes me to stay the Christian lifestyle. I'm doing my best, but you know, I just love.
Keep coming to me.
Yeah, I know. I'm so tempted all the time, you know. Oh, drugs, just always there. Alcohol, always there. Pornhub.
Oh, that's my favorite website.
Yeah. It's many guys' favorite website.
OnlyFans, I love a lot.
Yeah. I mean, where else can you sell pictures of feet and make thousands of dollars?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. It's crazy. Mike, are you a fan of OnlyFans? Do you spend all your hard-earned money on that bullshit?
I've not spent too much money on there. You know, it's.
Too much money, so that means you spent a little.
I mean, I know people. It's got OnlyFriend pages, and you know, and I've got on there to support them and whatnot. But it's like, you know, if I want to look at something like that, I mean, you can find it for free. You know, so
that's
it's,
exactly
Post
true.
videos for you.
yeah.
Why waste all that time and money? And you could just look at Pornhub for free. And let's be honest, your hand, you know, God help me, Ma, you're listening, but your hand is your best friend. God gave it to you. Use it.
Gave you two.
Yeah.
If you too,
Yeah. If you're lucky enough, you could do the two-hand hustle. The two-hand gawk gawk if you're lucky.
That's
But
lovely.
yeah, it's lovely. But us average guys, you know, and I think average is around 10 inches these days. So us average guys, you know. But yeah, so that's my whole spiel about the show and what to look forward to. I plan on doing some things that are probably pretty unconventional. But it's my show and there's a lot of things I want to do. So with that said, it was just Valentine's Day, right?
it was.
You're a single man, aren't you, Mike?
I am.
Yeah, so I'm a single man too. I think I've been more single now than I've ever been single before. And I'll explain what that means in a minute. But we're going to do a little segment for Valentine's Day for all the singles guys out there. And this is called the Heartbreak Club. And this is an opportunity. And if you guys want to call into the show, feel free. Tell me about your breakup stories. You can vent to me. I'm Jeff James. I've been nothing but fucked over by women my whole life. You know, Satan, not one time in a relationship, and I mean not one time. Maybe this last time, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think I've ever been with a woman that never cheated.
Yeah, I forced him to cheat on you. I'm sorry.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did.
I
I've
need,
had a lot of that happen too.
I
No,
need some soul to sip on.
Satan needs pussy too. I mean, come on. So, so yeah, I've never had a girlfriend that didn't cheat. And so we're doing this segment called the Heartbreak Club. And since it was Valentine's Day, I just have a few commentary things I would like to discuss about love. And I just went through a breakup. I don't know when's the last time you had a breakup, Mike. When's the last time you had a breakup?
About 3.5 years ago. I've been single for a while.
God damn, 3.5 years?
That's
Yeah.
not the best time, Mike.
Like, that is a long time without getting Really? I mean, do you
Well,
dabble with the hookers?
I didn't say I didn't get any. I just said that's the last
Oh,
time I had a
okay. Last
girlfriend.
time you didn't have a relationship, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I was sweating. I see you all fucked up right now, breaking out in sweat.
Yeah.
No sex for
Twitching.
3.5 years. Holy shit! Yeah, I don't know. I can deal with that. But all right. So you're a single guy. You do. You know, I figured you probably get some ass on the side. You know, being a rock star like you yourself. You know, rocker guys get pussy. I mean, let's just be honest. That's how it goes. But so
That's the
anyway,
myth, anyway.
yeah. Well, that's what, you know, it's all about, right? Right, Satan?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with that said, do a little commentary about Valentine's Day. So probably about in 2 or 3 days ago, maybe Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember what day it was. I got a save the date in the mail, and I believe it came on the day after Valentine's Day. It may have been Valentine's Day. I'm not 100% sure, but my nephew is getting married, and oh, everybody's so happy. My mom was like, "Oh, are you gonna go to the wedding? It's gonna be fucking fantastic." You know, he's a doctor. I'm like, "Yeah, mom, I know, and he makes 6 figures a year, and he's 6'3", and his girlfriend looks like a supermodel, from New York, and she's a in
666.
yeah,
6 feet, 6
yeah,
inches.
yeah, that's exactly right. 666.
It's my favorite number.
I'm pretty sure when I got the postcard, it had a little brand on the back of her neck. I think it said 666.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's one of my goals.
I wouldn't know if I could say that. Honestly, I've never met her, so I can't say what she's like as a person, but my my nephew's a pretty stand-up guy, he is a doctor, and he did the work to get it. I can't say that he didn't. I'm not jealous of the fact that he's a doctor. I mean, let's be honest, I couldn't even handle 4 years of high school, barely. I couldn't even imagine what it was like to go through all that bullshit to become a doctor. 12
So,
years and then private, and you have to do private practice and for another 2 years, and then just making it to become a doctor, getting through the autopsy stuff, that's crazy, and the ER work. So, he did earn it, you know, and he earned a nice piece of ass. So, I mean, that's
you
what money
gotta,
can buy, in this world anyway. I mean, I don't know her. She might be a fantastic woman, or she'd be a total bitch, so as far as I know. But anyway, I get the save a date letter in the mail, and I'm like, "Wow, this is really fucking fantastic." Now I'm burdened with having to find a date to go to the wedding, because I don't know about you, Satan, but at weddings, people dance, right? And
I'll get my boogie on.
yeah, and it's still awkward, no matter how old you are, to go up to a girl and be like, "Oh, would you like to dance with me?" You know what I mean? And I find it weird at a wedding to approach women to want to dance. Obviously, I've seen the movie Wedding Crashers, and those guys, did a phenomenal job
My,
getting that ass.
my proteges.
Your proteges, and it's a movie, but I assume that there's a lot of guys that do go to weddings that probably get really lucky. Um, but Mike,
Females are
my
the
my
best.
dilemma now is I need a date for the wedding, and it's not that I don't know a lot of women. I know a lot of women. It's the right women, you know, because not that I'm the greatest man in the world, but I do have a reputation in business, and I do have a reputation with my family and my friends, and I don't want to bring some, you know, as my mom would call it, a Lucy, around. I need a girl that's decent, that's not gonna get shit-faced drunk, that's not gonna go make out with one of the groomsmen, I need a nice girl, and unfortunately, there's not that many nice girls out there.
No, they're with me.
I know, they're all toxic. Uh, I can't really say what her name is on the radio. I could if I wanted to, but let's just not give her that much publicity. The girl that I recently broke up with, who I thought was amazing and beautiful and wonderful, the one. We've all had the one, right? So I thought she was the one. Turns out she was not the one. She was actually one of Satan's demons,
Yes.
um, who basically was super excited to break up with me because I broke up with her the first time. So the second time she had to just be like, deuces. Right. And she actually said that to me as she was walking out the door. I was like, deuces. Right. Like Diego. And then the door slammed. And then her laughing as she goes down the steps, leaving. So I got to
We practiced that.
experience that. And now here I am in my 50s. Yes, I said it live on the air. I'm in my 50s, but I look good. Not like some of these other dudes in their 50s that look like they're ready for 6 feet under. You know what I mean? So I try to stay
They're
in
ready for
shape, try to eat good food, and I quit smoking. And a lot of people don't know I quit drinking. I haven't had a drink in months. Although I would die for a Jameson right now. It sounds good, poured into a coffee. And not that I'm an alcoholic and I need to quit drinking. It's just a great way to save money, and I really don't need it. Uh, yeah. So with that said, I've had breakups. And Mike, tell me about your last breakup. What was that like? And when did it happen? And how?
Well, um, it happened here at my house. She had a back surgery and she came here to recover so I could basically take care of her. And
Servants!
right. So
Where's
I
my goddamn hot chocolate?
so I did everything for her and she started complaining because I wouldn't let her do anything. And I was like, you just had back surgery. The doctor said not to do anything, just chill out and let me do stuff. And she just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And I was like, all right, you want to do it, then I can't stop you. Go ahead, do it. Because I felt like she was just you know
Was
taking
she
for
wanted to go
granted
so
everything
bad?
I've been doing.
Was she wanting to go out? I know I just had my back operated on, but I really like to pop it and lock it.
But I mean, she was doing dumb stuff like she was like on her hands and knees in my kitchen, like cleaning my floor, and I'm just like, what are you doing? And trying to do laundry and go up and down the stairs to my basement, and just like retarded stuff for somebody that just had a back surgery. Uh, so then I was like, all right, fine, I'm fine. I'm tired of fighting with you. If you want to do your stuff, you do your stuff. And so I just cut back on a lot of the stuff I was doing. And about 2 days later, it hit her, how much stuff that I was doing for her and how much, how good that she had it. And then all of a sudden she was like complaining that I wasn't doing anything for her
You
and that
never
I
know
was
what you have
basically
till it's gone, right?
right. And she was basically saying I was abusing her by, keeping her here and not doing anything for her. And I'm just like, are you hearing what you're saying? And um I was like, you sit here and you argued for like a week that you wanted to do stuff. So I let you do stuff, and now you're saying that, I'm abusing you. So I was just like, pack up your stuff, you can go home and recover. And so I took her home and I was basically done with her at that point. I was just like, I've because like literally for like 2 weeks straight, I was working a full time job at work. I was coming here. I was
Yeah.
doing everything that I needed to do here. You know, um, I made her like I had like a restaurant style coffee maker that held like I don't know 24 cups or something. I'd make it every day so she'd have stuff to drink. I had all this stuff set up in the bedroom.
So
I
you
bought,
basically treated her like a queen, right?
yeah,
You treated her like a queen,
yeah,
and she treated you like a pawn. And then when it was a shoe was on the other foot and she realized how much you did do for her, she was like, "Oh, Mike, you did so much for me." But at that point, you were like, "God damn, I just want you to go." I've been there. I know that feeling.
yeah. So I was just like, when I was waiting for her to be like, okay, I'm sorry. I realized that, I overdid it or whatever, but she didn't. She just like skipped right over that and she was like, you're abusing me, and blah blah blah, and I was just like, really? You know,
You know what?
I
This'll get me in trouble, but men think logically, women
yeah,
think emotionally. So
yeah,
they I even had situations with my ex where, like, I would say the wrong thing, and she would take just the way I sounded saying it as abusive or wanting to start a fight. She would even pick apart texts, like an investigative reporter in the field, like, "The way you said 'okay' seemed very angry." I'm like, "You picked that all up through a text? That's fucking amazing. You should be a psychotherapist."
Right.
But yeah, I hear you on that. You know, just like they always say, you don't know what you have till it's gone. And have you ever heard the term um, alpha female?
Yep.
You know what alpha female really is? And I'm not 100% sure about the definition, but I think it means bitch.
Dumb bitch, actually.
What's it mean?
This actually means dumb bitch.
Dumb bitch.
Dumb bitch.
Basic bitch.
Yeah, dumb bitch.
Yeah. That's right, Satan. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the term is,
Stupid bitch.
but I believe it is stupid bitch. Or nagging whore could be the other one for alpha female. I love these alpha females that come on. They're like, I don't need a man. I just want one to pay all my bills. I don't need a man. I just want him to buy my car and take me on vacations. You know, when it's convenient for women not to want a man, that's when they're alpha females, where they don't need a man, right? But the moment they need a man, like for instance, to kill the spider that's on the corner wall, or help them with the ladder. I don't know if you saw that TikTok or YouTube thing of the woman that decided that she didn't need a man to go on the roof and fix her roof, right? And she was the one that fell off the roof and face planted on the sidewalk, and then the husband comes running out there together. He wanted to say so badly, he wanted to be like, "I fucking told you so," right?
Right.
So you got these alpha females out there that are like, "I could do anything a man can do." Bitch, men built this world for you. Kevin Samuels even says, he goes, "Name me 5 female women besides Madame Curie that actually built anything." You can't. There aren't any, right? Men built this world. Women use it. What do you think would happen if here's another one for you. I'm going to go on a rant about women now and alpha females. You know, they talk about equality in jobs, and they're like, you know, not enough women fill these roles in different jobs. Well, I don't see a lot of women bricklayers or a lot of women female construction workers. You know why? Because they can't do that shit. Their bodies aren't built for it. So we get these alpha females, right? And these alpha females prey on simps or beta dudes. And you know what a beta dude is? He's a guy that's making, and there's nothing wrong with this, first and foremost, but it's a guy that's making $40,000 a year. You know, I make a little bit more now, but 2 or 3 years ago, I was there at 40 grand. I'm not 6 feet tall, you know. I don't drive a fantastic car. I have a car that I've paid off and stuff. So women don't look at that guy. They only look at the guy that's 6 figures, you know, 6 feet tall, like my nephew. You know, he's doing really well. So, I mean, the long and short of it is these women that consider themselves alpha females are not alphas whatsoever. They're just preying upon men that are weak, that would do anything to get the pussy, right? I mean, put the pussy on a pedestal. I mean, I remember my ex saying shit to me like, "Jeff, I mean, if I ever gave myself to you fully, you would never, like, I couldn't get you off my clit." And I was like, first off, first off, it's not like I've never had pussy before. Second of all, who even talks like that? I mean, that's what I'm talking about, like going to like this wedding with my family. I can't go with a girl that's like, "You're attached to my clit." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's weird.
It is weird. Where are these what's up with these bitches nowadays? I don't get it. And they get mad because these guys that have been basically And let's be honest, these dudes that are making $40,000 a year, these women don't want them anyway. So I don't know why these bitches are getting mad that they're getting passports and going over to Thailand and finding wives and girlfriends. I don't even know why they'd be upset about that because you don't even want that guy. You're not even having sex with that guy. You're having sex with the six-figure guy that wants nothing to do with you, right? So that's my rant about about women and Valentine's Day. It's all bullshit. Bullshit. So fuck Valentine's Day. Fuck relationships. It's not that I wouldn't want to have one. Absolutely would. But find me a woman out there that's not fucked up. I mean, maybe it's the guy's fault. Maybe it's all us guys' faults, for standing them up or, taking them to bed that first night and never calling them again and ghosting them. Maybe they got smart and they started playing the game. But see, the difference is, and it's just facts, ladies, and it's never going to not be this way. It's just the way society is. And maybe they'll change, long after I'm dead. But while I'm still alive, if the girl's been run through by the football team, right? Guys kind of look at that and they think it's kind of disgusting. When a guy runs through a cheerleading squad, his friends, family, they praise him. That's just the way life is. So no guy wants to buy a used car with a ton of miles on it that rolls on its side and smells inside, okay? They want a nice car. So ladies, if you're listening, please don't take this the wrong way, but you need to get your shit together. Because all these guys, they're all going to go overseas, and the rest of us are just going to walk away from dating, and then what you're going to be stuck with is these beta males. So that's my rant. And Mike, I hope you enjoyed that.
I did.
And
Good speech.
good segment, isn't it? I would also like to point this other thing out, and it's not about this, but I don't know if you heard this story, but there was a girl that was recently arrested for demanding the police department remove a picture from Facebook that showed her in an unflattering look. She berated the police department so much that they had no other option but to put her in jail. Can you imagine what it would be like to be with that girl?
So now she's in jail and the picture's still up.
It's still up. Yes, it is. Because it wasn't racist in any way or went against their standards, but she's in jail. And I was just thinking to myself when I was reading this, I'm like, God damn, I couldn't imagine being with that girl. I would probably blow my brains out to have to spend any time with her. So I just couldn't imagine that. And yeah, she's in jail for that. I find it ridiculous. Hey, Satan, do you think we could put on another song by Burdens Within?
We could definitely find one.
What would you like to hear, Mike, that probably best describes your band?
I don't know. I kind of like them all, but
of course you do that. It's like having all your babies, like they're all my babies.
I don't know which one would best describe us. One of my favorite ones to play is "I Want to Live."
Let's look for that one, Satan. I know you want them to die, but this song is called "I Want to Live."
Well, we want to live. He just wants us to go. Yeah.
Well, of course he does. Well, first he wants to get you.
I just want your soul.
He wants you to sign your contract in blood and go from there.
At the crossroads.
At the crossroads, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. But this is "I Want to Live" by Burdens Within. And next week, I got a pretty good show lined up. Next week, I got Impending Lies coming in. That's going to be cool. I also have a special guest call-in. That's going to be Mark Berry of AMG Media Group in Toronto. He actually produced my first album. He's done Billy Idol, Duran Duran, Carly Simon, and many more. That's going to be next week. And this is "I Want to Live" by Burdens Within.
memories of all my years, shattered and unclear. I pray for strength, I pray for hope. Calling mountain and dying alone. No more snow, I feel on the road. Won't you pray? Sing along with me. Sing along with me. Won't you pray? Sing along with me. Sing along with me. I want to live a life of happiness and bliss. My heart it bleeds for this. How long will it take for you to know every look that every note I've ever wrote is about all the things that I had ever known? Broken hearts, empty homes, the fear of dying alone, a fear of dying alone. Won't you pray? Sing along with me. Sing along with me. Won't you pray? Sing along with me. Sing along with me. Won't you pray? Sing along with me. Sing along with me. Won't you pray? Sing along with me. Sing along with me.
All right. Burdens Within. I Want to Live. That's a great song, man. I'm sure you like to play that live on stage. It sounds cool as hell.
Yeah, it's a good time to play it. Kind of, I don't know, when I first wrote that rhythm riff of it, we didn't have words to it or anything, but we called it the punk song for years just so we'd know which one it was. But it just kind of had a kind of a punk feel to it, and
Yeah,
so
the rhythm does. I like that rhythm. And Mike, we actually have quite a few people that are tapping in and watch the show tonight.
awesome.
People from the soul pit.
Yeah. I see Rob J up there.
He said, let's go.
Let's go, Rob J.
Sean Porter said, yo. We got Lisa watching. I love Lisa. I actually love Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. I haven't met you yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
She's amazing.
That's what I hear. All good things.
Bridget says she loves these guys. Everyone needs some Burdens Within merch.
Do you know Bridget, Mike?
I do, yeah.
Who is she to you, Mike?
She's a good friend.
That's
Oh,
cool.
they're all saying Weekend. Oh.
Yeah, they were
Yes,
talking about
Aerosmith is so overrated. She hates Aerosmith.
I think she's a Lady Gaga fan.
But she does love Lady Gaga.
Yeah, she brought that up that Lady Gaga did play at the Super Bowl.
Yes, she did.
You know, Lady Gaga's got kind of a rock sound to her.
A little bit.
You know, she's done rock stuff. She's got a great body, too.
She is rock solid.
You know, a lot of people say that conspiracy theory-wise that she's a clone, that and she also has sold her soul to the devil. She uses a lot of Illuminati symbolism,
Yeah, remember I told you
Illuminati shit.
the soul pack, to give me a little bit with the soul share.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the soul share. I
got
like
a
that.
little bit of her soul.
Yeah. Do you on OnlyFans? She probably has feet pictures, right?
No, I can't confirm that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe she started out doing feet pictures before she made it big. I'm not sure. She had to supplement that income somehow.
There
Come on,
was some
guys.
feet pictures.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sexy, very classy pictures of feet. So Mike, yeah, I love that song a lot. I do want to go back and say a couple things on the last segment that we were on, the Heartbreak Club. I love that story that you told me because it reminds me of many situations. I was in a situation where I was with a girl for a long time before she had passed away, and I did everything for the girl. I mean, absolutely everything. And the moment that she got back off her feet and started getting back out in the world and doing things again, she started cheating. And I remember we were engaged and she got engaged to another guy at the same time. I was like, is that possible? Can you get engaged to multiple people? Is that a thing? Like, can you have like four guys be engaged to all four of them? I mean, I know obviously you can't marry them all four unless you move to like Utah, like like Dave out there in the Mormon town.
Dave's gonna get like 5.
Oh, Dave's so lucky. God. Yeah,
He told
maybe.
me that's why he went.
Yeah, he's lucky. He's in Vegas though. I mean, Vegas is. I've been to Vegas so many times. I'm planning to go 2 or 3 more times this year. I love Vegas, and the girls are. Oh my god, you got to play Vegas.
We're talking about it.
There's so many cool venues there. Old Vegas is really where it's at. On the Strip, super high end. There are bands that play in that area. I can't remember. I think it's called the Lynx or something like that. When I was with what's her name, she took me to a couple places where they had bands. But the last time I was there, the North End, that's the place to go. It's a little more seedier, a little darker. There's more rock bands. There's some really cool clubs there, and that's the place to play. But have you been to Vegas, Mike?
I haven't. No.
Oh man, you gotta go. And let me tell you, don't go for like a week. Just go for like a day and a half or 2 days. That's all you need, and it's so much fun. And you think about Vegas, you think about gambling, right? Well, I think about Vegas. I think about shows. I like going to the shows. I like going to the cool restaurants. Even if you just want to go to some cool places that are not high end and super expensive, like In-N-Out Burger is there. There's Bobby Flay has like Fish Shack. It's like an Arthur Treacher's type thing, but it's Bobby Flay, or maybe it's Emerald Ghazi. I can't fucking remember. No, I think it is Bobby Flay, and I mean it's like affordable. He's got Bobby Flay also has a little burger shop. I can't remember if it's in Luxor or where at, but there's a lot of cool things to do besides gambling.
Right.
And the escorts are top of the line. I mean, so if you do happen to get lucky, Vegas is probably the best place to get lucky because you're gonna meet a high end chick.
Yeah.
So Mike, and it's not that expensive. I believe in August, I got tickets. My booking at my hotel, I'm gonna stay at Circus Circus, and Circus Circus has a small hotel that's connected to it that not a lot of people know about. It's called the Manor. Sounds kind of deviant. Welcome
Right.
to the Manor. Yeah, I would assume it's probably like a bunch of whores there. But no, it's like $31 a night.
That's cheap.
Yeah. It's cheap as hell. So $31 a night, you could stay at Circus Circus, the Manor, which is just probably a 45-second walk from Circus Circus itself. And then the flights, you can fly Frontier, which flies straight through. You could take Spirit, or you could I take Southwest is like one layover either in Colorado or Phoenix. But yeah, you could go easily for like $1,400 and have a great time. And you could go solo and still have a great fucking time because there's so much to do. Just musically alone on the North End, you could see a different band every night. And it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's probably where I would be because I'm a poor musician, so I ain't got money to gamble or money to buy escorts. So I'd rather spend my money on going to watch bands. you know,
Like,
I,
trust
I
me.
know I know that they're out there busting their butt, the same as I am. So they need the money.
It's actually very affordable. It's not as bad as you think.
Yeah,
Actually, you know what's gonna cost you the most is probably transportation if you do, like, Ubers and shit. I took the bus. Me and the chick I went with, we got bus passes, and those buses are, like, riding in limos, man. They're, like, double deckers. They have AC blasting because it was, like, 110 degrees, and they had music playing. They have little TVs, and what was it, like, $10 for a 20 some hour bus pass. I just took that thing up and down the strip, so I had dinner reservations. I just hopped on the bus and took it down to, like, Paris or Carlos and Charlie's or whatever. Vegas is a good time, and they say about Vegas, it's not a big music town. Well, that's not really true. I mean, with the residencies alone, with, like, Aerosmith wanting to be there, and you got, well, I think Britney Spears, and probably eventually you're gonna have bands like Def Leppard and Motley Crue probably setting up shop at the, residency in Vegas somewhere. Just like you had, what was it? David Lee Roth. He was part of that whole residency,
yeah,
but, I don't know if physically he could do it, but I heard rumors about Motley Crue and Def Leppard. Yeah, you know how they're teamed up now to do this big tour? They got John 5 and this whole bit, and
yeah.
they're talking about actually doing a residency together in Vegas, which would be kinda cool. And I
hmm
could see the old people like, "Pour some sugar on me," with their canes, "Ah, fucking great, I remember this
Yeah,
song," you know? Everybody's gonna get old. Eventually,
right.
they're gonna listen to Megadeth in elevators. It's just
Yep.
how it's gonna happen. You know,
Yep.
the I was at my job the other day, and they were playing, and this is like an office situation, and they're playing, Styx, and they were playing, like, Renegade by Styx, and they were playing, some other punk rock songs like Green Day and stuff, and they're doing that one where it's like, uh, I I think it's called Idiot America or something like Fuck America or something like that. And we're in an office space and they're like, "Fuck America." And I'm like, "God damn, I can't believe that they're even playing this." It's like customers come in and hear this, but that's basically how life goes. I grew up listening to like Herbert Humperdinck in the elevator with my mom and dad going to see the doctor at 2 or 3 years old, you know? Kids 2 or 3 years old now are getting in the elevator and they're listening to, WAP by, that Cardi B. "Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy."
I love
That's gonna
wet ass pussy.
that wet ass pussy song's gonna be in an elevator someday. Some 2-year-old kid's gonna be listening to that crap. But we become, completely insensitized to, all that stuff.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's
It's
just the
hard.
way the
It's
world
hard to
works.
believe that just not too long ago, the censorship people were just going nuts over music, and now it's like they've just like disappeared. It's like,
Do you remember, and this is a long time ago, and I mean, I was young, like, going into junior high, high school era, the PMRC, and I can't remember what that stood for, but that basically was, Al Gore's wife came up with this idea to censorship music. And that's when, Twisted Sister went to talk in front of Congress about music and all these different musicians, but they made these musicians put this label on the CDs saying that they were, parental advisory,
yeah,
satanic worshiping, blah, blah, blah. Well, it actually had the worst outcome. It became more popular. And I'm sure
right.
Satan, you would enjoy that because now you made money off of satanic music.
Yes. I got more souls.
That's
It
right.
just made it easier to shop for music because if you seen that on there, it was good.
Oh, yeah. You're like, "Oh, this has, like, 4 warnings. I want this one. This is the
Yeah,
one I'm taking home to listen
right.
to on mom and dad's record player. This is the one." Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. That's exactly what happened. And but she got her time in the sun. So in her moment of fame, bringing down the evil music, and yeah, so that's how that all came about. And yeah, the PMRC just wanted to censor music, but we've become so far removed from that now.
Right.
Like, I mean, what makes people upset now is just crazy to me. And I have to say, and it's sad I have to say on my show, Redline Radio doesn't hold me responsible for the things I say because there's so many fucking pussy ass bitches out there that will get mad over being called a pussy ass bitch. They're gonna call into the show and be like, "How dare you refer to me as a pussy ass bitch?" Well, only a pussy ass bitch would call in and say that. I mean, and I'm not even saying anything directly bad. I'm just saying that we have become so ridiculously wimped out that and I don't know I don't know what would happen. Let's just say this happened, Mike. Let's say we had a nuclear war, right? Well, I know my generation, you're gonna have a hard time killing us. But when we start dwindling down and going down, and we start getting into, like, the younger kids, oh, it's over. You see them serving in combat. I see videos now on, like, TikTok and YouTube of soldiers in the Marines that have quiet time, that are okay to come to your commander and tell him your issues. When my dad served in the Army, they beat his ass. He told me stories about how they locked him in the trunk of a Jeep and left him overnight.
Yeah.
I heard stories from buddies that got their ass handed to them by drill sergeants in fistfights. None of that stuff happens anymore. It's all, you know, "Come in and talk to me. Tell me how things are going. How are you feeling?" So we can't
Yeah.
have a world like that. And, so Mike, I thank you so much for, being with me here tonight. I had a lot of fun talking to you. I really like your music. I'm gonna go on your merch store and buy myself a T-shirt. I'm
Right
gonna
on.
sponsor that shit and show everybody that this is a cool ass band. Um,
I appreciate that.
I enjoyed your story about taking care of your girl and doing everything you possibly could, and then she just pissed you the fuck off and you couldn't take it no more. I know that feeling of 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Right.
So yeah, I appreciate you coming on the show tonight. It's my debut. It was a lot of fun.
It's a good
Uh,
show.
Thank you so much, man. It's just gonna get better and better. I'm gonna learn from these guys that are on the roster of how to be better. I've got a good friend in Rob J and his cast, and I think they're gonna help me out and get me there. Booski's gonna be on the show with me.
I think it was a good show, man.
I enjoyed it, Satan. I don't really like what you stand for, but I could dig it.
You're gonna like it soon enough.
Yeah, you're not getting my soul. But yeah, I had a good time, and so Mike, thank you so much for being with me tonight. I do want to say next week, I have Impending Lies. They played Inkfest. They're a cool ass band. I would say they're kind of like rock meets metal meets Loverboy in a way because of the way they use synthesizers and some special effects in their music. It's really cool. That's an old shout out to Loverboy. Also, Mark Berry's going to be on the show. He's with AMG Media Group in Toronto. He's worked with Billy Idol, Duran Duran, Carly Simon, and many more. We're also going to do our hit list. We also have Hot Metal Chick of the Week. And we also have coming on very soon a dominatrix that's going to get pretty wild. So, again, I'm loud and local. And every week it's just going to get more loud, more loud, and more loud, and more risque. So, hang with me. Good night, Cleveland. Good night, Mike.
Good
You'll have a
night,
great
Satan.
evening.
Good night, Satan.
Metal! Yeah!
Wow.
Gotta have it, Mike.
Heck yeah.